Everybody, welcome back to Inside the Zone with Mateo. Y'all, we got breaking news. Yeah, breaking news we're going to dive into. It's big, guys. All relating to KAPRIZOV and the Minnesota Wild. And yeah, let's just say KAPRIZOV might not be a Wild for very long. As he just declined late last night. Dude, he declined $128 million. He declined 8-year, $16 million a year. That's $128 million. He declined that. And now the Wild have asked KAPRIZOV for a trade list. What are we doing, Wild? What are we doing, KAPRIZOV? That's coming up on Inside the Zone with Mateo. Coming up right now. Yep, here we go, boys. This is not what I wanted to have for the opening of today's show, but yes, it's September 11th, 2025. And we start the show with breaking news. As you heard in the opening, Kirill Kaprizov turns down $128 million over the next 8 years from the Wild. And now the Wild here on X, according to sources, reports the Wild have approached Kaprizov for a trade list. And some guys, as you can see it says premature, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. But it's unfortunate. New York Times, I'll pull that up in a second. But here's Marco Russo saying, when was this? This was 9:30 last night. He says, hashtag the Minnesota Wild, crossroads with Kaprizov as he turns down latest massive offer. Bill Guerin tells us, however, talks remain ongoing and negotiations continue. We love Kirill and plan to re-sign him. You'll get my reactions to that in a second. This is just so typical for your Minnesota sports teams. And I'm just like, what are we doing here? Like Kaprizov. This just tells us that Kaprizov wants to win. And it shows that he doesn't think the Wild can win. If y'all remember me talking about the Wild towards the end of the season, give me about March of last year. I was like, this team cannot win. This team looks so bad. This team will never win a cup. And they're not even going to get out of the first round of the playoffs. They might have good season success, but they're not playoff ready. And Kaprizov sees that as well. I don't care if Kaprizov was out for half the season last year. It's so annoying. Like, if Kaprizov leaves, I'm done with the Wild. Kaprizov is one of the reasons I love hockey so much. And if Kaprizov generally leaves the Wild, this turns into a rebuild. You have the Twins rebuilding. I wouldn't be surprised they're going to probably dump Royce Lewis eventually. That's what the rumors have been. If you dump Kaprizov, it's a rebuild. We just got out of a Vikings and Timberwolves rebuild. They're finally good. Why can't we have them all good at the same darn time? Timberwolves are awful since as of late, and now they are finally title champion contenders. I could see them winning the NBA Cup this year, and for the last couple of years. The Vikings had been pretty bad. Then Kevin O'Connell got here, and they got to the playoffs. They won 13 games last year with Sam Darnold. They look good with, we'll talk about J.J. McCarthy in a second. The Twins were making the playoffs. They won their first playoff series in over 20 years. They get rid of their ace pitcher in Sonny Gray the following year, and they miss the playoffs. Then they dump 10 players at the deadline this year, just calling for that rebuild, giving up. They had the pieces. They gave up. The Wild. Y'all had the pieces. Kaprizov does it, and then it's not necessarily Guerin's fault. I want to blame Guerin on a couple things here, but it's not his fault if Kaprizov doesn't want to be here. You could argue Guerin didn't build a team around Kaprizov well enough, and I do think that. It's been the same old, same old. Kaprizov's been here 4 years. This will be his fifth, his final year. Kaprizov's not young. That's the thing about these Russian players. They come here so late. He's 28 years old. He wants to win, probably before he's 30 in the next couple years. The main team that's making headlines is Philly, the Flyers. The Flyers are young, but they look good, and they look like they could. If they need a superstar, and then they could maybe make a push to win. I think if Kaprizov leaves, he's going to go to somewhere where he believes that they can win, turn that team into a Stanley Cup contender, and win. Maybe not the Cup in his first year, but at least make a playoff run next year. Teams are literally, the Wild asked Kaprizov for his trade list. It was 10 minutes ago, right before I popped on the air. Not the air, on the recording. Sorry, y'all. I have something in my throat. The thing that blows my mind, though, here is I was going to say something about Guerin. Bill Guerin, here on this post even, what he says. He's been saying that exact same thing since the end of last season. The media, the fans have been asking him, when is this contract going to get done? And he kept saying, oh, we love Kirill, blah, blah, blah. We want to re-sign him. We're going to do everything we can to re-sign him. Give him the contract he wants. He wants 3 years. You don't have to lock him down for 8 years. Give him a 3-year deal. He has a no-trade clause. So it's going to be very hard to trade him. You can't work around with it. Give him the 3-year deal and prove to him that you can win. Dude, he doesn't think you're going to win right now. Bill Guerin, as much as you say we want the cup, right? Yeah, well, this team is not going to win a cup. You have to prove to your fans and to Kaprizov that you are capable of winning. And right now, nobody thinks they can win. Sure, I said, for some predictions a couple weeks ago, I said, yeah, they could get maybe 100 points. That Kaprizov would have a monster year. Why I said that was because there's nobody else to score. You don't just keep saying the same thing. We love Kaprizov, blah, blah, blah. We want to re-sign him. Well, then re-sign him and give him what he wants. Because if you don't give him what he wants, he's going to straight up leave. Whether it's via trade before the season starts, whether it's a trade at the deadline, where he just walks out for free at the end of the season. Kaprizov doesn't want to be here right now. And I sure don't want to be a Wild fan right now. Bill Guerin, get your act together, please. Give the man the contract he wants. Or I think if Kaprizov leaves, Bill Guerin's done. I think the fans are going to have enough, and I think Craig Leopold, you better fire him. Start over. If you're getting rid of Kaprizov, get rid of Guerin. If all I cared, make Marc-Andre Fleury your general manager. I know he wants to be in the office. Make Marc-Andre Fleury your general manager. He could do it. He knows what it's like to win. I don't care if Guerin's won a Stanley Cup. It's been the same old the last couple years. I know you've had your hands tied behind your back because of the buyouts. Well, you finally got the money. The best you could sign is Nico Sturm in the free agency. You sign a washed Russian, Vladimir Tarasenko. Nico Sturm. Your best options to sign. Because why? You're paying other guys way too much. You're paying Zuccarello too much. You're paying Spurgeon too much. Kaprizov needs help. And help is not Matt Bolding. Help is not Marco Rossi. The only guy you have help right now the only guy that gives Kaprizov help right now is either Joel Eriksson Ek or Brock Faber. The rest of the team stinks. Kaprizov's what made me like this team. Kaprizov's what made me like the game of hockey. The way he plays the game. You're basically just throwing it out the window because you cannot win. I'm going to leave it there. We're going to head over to something that we can talk about that will make us a little bit more happy. We're going to head over to the Inside the Zone with Mateo's show batting order, presented by To Be Determined. As you can say, the Vikings won. We're going to recap that win and the rest of week one. If you didn't see, actually, no, I'm not going to recap the rest of week one. You can go check out. It's going to probably be under the live tabs on my channel. You can watch it. It's a pregame show, but I also recap week one. So go ahead and check that one out if you want to do it. I'm just going to recap the Vikings win on Monday Night Football. J.J. McCarthy's impressive debut after a rocky start. We're going to look at my power rankings, see who moves, who goes down, who stays, etc., from last week. We're going to preview week two. We're going to give you my week two picks starting tonight, Thursday Night Football, the Packers and the Commanders. We're going to look at my fantasy leagues, my two fantasy leagues that we're going to be looking at. My friend's fantasy league on ESPN, my family fantasy league on Yahoo Sports. We're going to look at my suggestions for in general players in fantasy, who you should start, who you should sit maybe. Suggestions. You don't have to use them. Just for fun, you know. I'm going to hold myself accountable for my game picks from last week, which, by the way, y'all, I'm holding myself accountable, but it was a good week. We're going to make my picks for week two of the NFL. It's a bunch of NFL here on Thursday, September 11th, 2025. Let's get the show rolling. To start off, here we go. The Vikings win. The Minnesota Vikings win. Man, what a game it was. J.J. McCarthy looked awful the first three quarters of the game. But then, he came out in the fourth quarter. Randy Moss came on the Manning cast. And this team looked like a playoff team. It was 17-6 heading into the fourth quarter. As y'all can see the final score. 27-24 Vikings. J.J. McCarthy. 13 of 20, 143 yards, 2 touchdowns, 1 interception. He also rushed for 1 touchdown. Jordan Mason, 15 carries, 68 yards, no touchdowns. Aaron Jones had 3 catches for 44 yards and a tutty. Caleb Williams, very impressive. for the first half, not for the second half. 21-35, 210 yards and a touchdown on the ground, 58 yards and 6 carries and a touchdown as well. The quarterbacks were having some fun. But if y'all missed the what happened scoring summary here, that's kind of it. Reichert had a great first half, dude. He hit a 59-yard field goal. It was crazy, absolutely crazy. He also hit a 31-yard field goal. But yeah, fourth quarter, Justin Jefferson, 13-yard pass to J.J. McCarthy. Justin Jefferson, my bad. Aaron Jones caught a 27-yard pass touchdown from J.J. McCarthy, and then Adam Thielen got the 2-point conversion. And then J.J. McCarthy, a 14-yard run for the touchdown. Here's some stat totals. The Bears had 317 yards. The Vikings had 254 yards. Passing yards, a little bit favored for the Bears. One more rushing yard for the Vikings than the Bears. Yards per play, the Vikings averaged 5.2 yards per play, while the Bears averaged about 5. But Brian Flores' defense for the Vikings, my goodness, saved them a lot. Got some key stops, especially in the second half, and it kept the game very close in the first half. They had a very, very good game. I was very, very impressed with J.J. McCarthy after, I was hating on him. I'm not going to lie. I was hating on him the first 3 quarters of the game, but then he shows why he is. I found this stat line. Oh my goodness, guys. Going back to high school is actually crazy. J.J. McCarthy, going back to high school, all the way through the NFL, is 64-3. He has won 64 times and has only lost 3 times all the way since his freshman year of high school. He is a winner. He showed that in the fourth quarter of Monday night. Prime time. Because the first overall pick from his draft class. Don't care if he threw a pick 6. It doesn't matter. We got the dub, and that's all that matters. He said that in his post-game interview. He said, I believe the reporter asked him, what are you going to remember from this night the most? And he said, he thought about it, smirked, and said, getting the win. He's a winner. He is not like Bill Guerin. Sorry, I just had to do that. Bill Guerin, I do not think is a winner. He wants to win, but I don't think he truly cares. Y'all know I had to throw that in. I'm still riled up about Kaprizov. Kaprizov's a winner. He wants to win, and that's why he's going to leave the team. Because the Wild aren't a winner. The Vikings, J.J. McCarthy, they're winners. They won 13 games with Sam freaking Darnold. They're going to win 6, 7 games at least. With J.J. McCarthy, probably even maybe double that. It was absolutely fantastic fourth quarter for your Minnesota Vikings, and they got the dub. Everybody is now respecting J.J. McCarthy. Everybody's respecting the Vikings. The media was literally disrespecting the Vikings, though, in general. I do agree this. Come on. Yeah, they have a rookie quarterback, but how good did they do with the washed Sam Darnold? Sam Darnold has never been good. He threw 35 touchdowns last year. And then we made the playoffs. 14 wins. It's crazy with Sam Darnold. Come on. Probably 10, 11 wins, as I predicted, is the bottom line for this team. It's crazy. It is crazy, y'all. But congratulations to your Minnesota Vikings for starting the season 1-0. Who else started 1-0? Well, y'all can check my Vikings pregame to see who also started 1-0 if you don't know, or look it up on Google. But you can also check right here, because we're going to look at my... Is this power? Yeah. No, my picks. So I forgot to save these, so they're not going to come up. Because we're going to do week 2. And up here, it should say overall my season. I'll have my record overall, but it's going to not count for this week. Sorry about that. I forgot to save it. But As y'all can see, I did pretty good this week. Starting off with the Eagles. The Eagles, they won. They took care of business. I'm 1-0. The Chargers, they took care of business. They went 2-0. Buccaneers won. They got 3-0. Bengals won by 1 point, but still 4-0. Dolphins lost. There's no way the Dolphins should lose that game, but they do. 4-1. The Raiders beat the Patriots. I'm 5-1. The Cardinals beat the Saints. I'm 6-1. The Steelers beat the Jets. I'm 7-1. The Commanders beat the Giants. I'm 8-1. The Jaguars, they beat the Panthers, I believe. Hold on, I do need to check this one. I should be 9-1. I just need to make sure that the Jags lost. Won. Yeah, thank you. Thank you. Okay, so 1-0, 2-0, 3-0, 4-0, 9-1. The Broncos won. I'm 10-1. The 49ers won. 11-1. The Packers won. 12-1. The Rams won. 13-1. The Ravens lost. 13-2. But the Vikings won. 14-2 on the week. 14-2 on the week. That is going to go in our keep track. 14 out of 16. Week number 1. That's going to go in all time now. 14 for this season. 14 out of 16 to start the regular season. I go crazy. I go absolutely crazy. Picking 14 out of the 16 correct wins. There were some upsets. It was great. Indiana Jones and Josh Allen MVP. Y'all were the problem, but that's okay. I don't know if I'm going to pick against y'all again, though, next season. We'll go to next week in a second. Let's do it after or should we do it? Y'all, what do I have in my batting order? If y'all want to present the batting order, let me know. And I'll try to get y'all to be able to present it. Appreciate it if you would. So we do have power rankings up next. I think, yeah, we're going to do that. We're going to do the power rankings. So these were my power rankings last week. You see the Colts. Well, actually, I'm not going to continue to say that. The Colts. Number 1 pick contention. Where will they be now after that win against the Dolphins? The Dolphins were missing playoffs teams. Where are they going to be? Sorry about that. Where will they be? I just pulled up my actual picture of it. So then I can edit it right here because I'm going to now reset it. There we go. Beautiful. Because now my power rankings. We will compare our power rankings. We're going to start them off with, we're just going to go the order they give us. The Saints, they lost. Sorry, guys. It's kind of weird transition, but it is what it is. Saints, I believe they are, I think I still have them at number 1 contention. Yeah. They're still number 1 pick. The Dolphins, though, are my first team that goes all the way down to number 1 pick contention. They looked awful. I don't think Tua is their quarterback, and I think they're going to be looking for a quarterback. Maybe Arch Manning. Arch Manning might be the new franchise quarterback for the Miami Dolphins. The Ravens, though, they're still Super Bowl favorites. They were 1 out of 2 teams who were Super Bowl favorites last week. And then the Bengals, they were a playoff team last week. They are going to drop to a potential wild card team. I wasn't impressed. I was not very impressed with them. Only putting up 17 points against a lousy Browns team and then giving up 16. Like, their defense played better than their offense, and that's kind of shocking for the Cincinnati Bengals. Where did I have the Broncos? I had the Broncos as the same spot as the Bengals at playoff teams. However, I believe they are about the same as them right now. I was not blown away. Pardon me, y'all. No, no. There. Okay, sorry. I'm just trying to fix things. Sorry, y'all. I'm sorry. The Broncos I just wasn't impressed with, and so they're going to go down to a potential wildcard team. They'll probably be bounced back up because they're going to have a great game next week, but we will see. The Giants were number one pick contention last week, and they're going to stay exactly right there. The Vikings, we're going to save until last. We're going to always save the Vikings till last, so let me actually just move them. They're always going to be last. The Rams, they were a playoff team last week, and they're going to stay a playoff team this week. The Buccaneers were a playoff team last week, and they're going to stay a playoff team this week. The Lions were a playoff team last week. They are going to drop to a potential wildcard team because they look awful. The Bears were missing a playoff team. They're going to stay there. I'm okay with them staying there. We saw some glimpses, but I'm just going to keep them there for now. The 49ers were a potential wildcard team, but they did win. They looked good. CMC looked good. George Kittle is out now for a month. Brock Purdy's out for about a month. I got to put them at mediocre. Go down 2 spots. 2 tiers. Mediocre at best just because I think they might have struggles with Mac Jones as their quarterback and no other receivers besides their running back, who's not even a receiver, but he led their team in receptions. Sorry, 49ers. The Eagles stay as a Super Bowl favorite. I know they didn't have the prettiest game, but Jalen Hurts looked like an MVP candidate. The Raiders, they won. They were a playoff team last week, and I'm okay keeping them a playoff team ahead of the Broncos this week. The Packers, they were a Super Bowl contender last week, and they're going to continue to be a Super Bowl contender. I'm not going to put them at the favorite yet. I need to see more of that, and I think we're going to see more of it tonight against the Washington Commanders, who are up right next. They're playing them. They're going to stay as well. Super Bowl contenders like they were last week. That's fine. I like Jaden Daniels. That's the game tonight. Thursday Night Football. It's going to be a fire game. Fire game. I forgot where it's at. Where is it at? It's in Lambeau. Ooh, it's in Lambeau. Okay. The Cardinals were mediocre at best. And I'm going to say they're going to move down a spot to young but intriguing just because I had the 49ers. I think the 49ers are better than the Cardinals. So I just kind of, Okay. Aaron Rodgers and the Steelers. They were mediocre at best last week. They're going to move up a spot. They're going to be just missing the playoff team. They put up some good points. Their defense looked okay. I can't just jump them up that high in 1 week. Okay. So the first 2 weeks are going to be pretty same because I can't do too many changes except I think the Dolphins was a big change. The Bills, they won their game. I'm going to keep them a Super Bowl contender. However, I was going to keep them a Super Bowl contender. I'm going to move them up to a Super Bowl favorite because if I have the Ravens a Super Bowl favorite, I have to have the Bills a Super Bowl favorite because the Bills own the Ravens and the Ravens can't finish in close games. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to move up. And I think the Bills are better than these two teams. At the moment, I think they could. The Packers and Commanders could jump up. And then we could have a couple of these teams falling down. That's just right now. It was a good game on Sunday night, guys. Sunday night, Rams, Bills, it was a good game. The Falcons were just missing the playoff teams. Just missing the playoffs last week. And after a pretty good game, they're going to be playing the Vikings this week. And I'm just going to say they're going to stay. I think they just kind of stayed exactly right there by the Bears and then kind of by the Steelers as well. The Seahawks, they were mediocre at best. Dude, Sam Darnold looks awful. I'm going to keep them at mediocre at best for now. But Sam Darnold, if you have one more bad game, you're going to be dropping down a young but intriguing. Drake May was not who I wanted him to be. They were a potential wildcard team last time. They're going to be just missing the playoffs for me right now. They might be dropping it very quickly. The Browns are going to still be number one pick contention. I think Shadur should be starting, by the way, not Joe Flacco. Texans looked pretty darn okay. The defense looked banged up. They were a potential wild card last week for me. I'm gonna say they stay as a potential wild card team just because that division is kind of interesting. But hey, they're also all intriguing teams. Very intriguing. The Chiefs look confused. Everybody except Mahomes looks confused. Kelsey looks confused. Their receivers are down. Their defense looks confused. They were a playoff team last week. Potential wild card team this week. They're gonna slowly move their way down. They have a hard game against Philly this week. They just have no receivers. Kelsey's looks confused. Their defense looks confused. I don't know what's going on with the Chiefs. They do have Mahomes magic, though, so that's why I can't remove them from the playoffs top 4 spots yet. I don't know why people think the Chiefs are so good. People keep putting like the Chiefs in their top 5. I'm like, what are you doing? Come on. The Cowboys, they were mediocre at best. I'm going to keep them a mediocre at best. They weren't terrible against the Super Bowl champs. We'll see how they play next week, but hey, congratulations to them. The Chargers, they looked like a very good team, and I'm going to move them up from me. No, they were a playoff team. Never mind. They're going to stay a playoff team. They are staying a playoff team after 1 week. The Jets they looked better. They're still young but intriguing, but hey, they looked okay. I'm going to actually put them ahead, just so y'all know. Give them a little more respect. The Jets a little more young but intriguing. The Panthers were also young but intriguing last week, and I'm going to say they're going to stay there. They looked okay. They looked decent. They didn't get the win, but hey, they didn't sell too much. And then we get the 3 teams that are very interesting. All from the AFC South. You get the Titans, the Colts, and the Jaguars. Cam Ward looked awful. I'm going to keep them at young but intriguing. The Jaguars, they looked good. I'm going to move them up from young but intriguing to mediocre at best. Indiana Jones, Daniel Jones, and the Colts. They were number 1 pick contention last week. They jump not to young but intriguing, not to mediocre at best, but they drop to missing the playoffs, and they are joined by the Bears, the Steelers, the Falcons, and the Patriots. What a jump for Indiana Jones and the Colts. The Vikings were a potential wildcard team last week to finish it up. And you think about it, you put them up next to some of those teams, and you say they probably would beat the Chiefs head to head. They probably would beat the Bengals head to head. We'll see what happens in 2 weeks. They probably beat the Lions if they play like that. They'll probably beat most of these teams. You jump them up to the playoff teams. Yeah, you're gonna leave them as a playoff team. They jump up 1 spot. They're gonna be one of 4, for certain playoff teams. They're not in the top 5, but they're in the top 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. They're in the top 10. These teams, playoff teams, Super Bowl contenders, and Super Bowl favorites, those are your top 10 teams in the league right now as a fan of the sports. I'm going to put them here. Now I'm going to do something that I didn't do in week 1. I'm going to put them 1 through 32. So out of these 3 teams, number 1. I'm going to put Ravens 2, Bills 3, Packers 4, Commanders 5. Yeah. I'm going to put Commanders are going to go ahead at 4, 5. At 6, give me the Chargers. At 7, give me the Bucks. Give me the Vikings at 8, the Rams at 9. No, the Vikings at 9, the Rams at 8, and the Raiders at 10. At 11, give me the Broncos. Give me Texans at 12. Bengals at 13. Lions at 14. and Chiefs are in your top 15 teams. At 16, give me the Steelers, then the Bears, then the Falcons, then the Colts, then the Patriots, then the 49ers, then the Cowboys, then the Jaguars, then the Seahawks, then the Jets, then the Panthers and the Cardinals, then the Titans. And give me the Browns, the Dolphins, the Giants, and the Saints. That is my 1 through 32. I decided to do it a little differently. I'm going to save this. Download the image. Download the image. Never mind. There we go. We downloaded it. So I have it. I now have it for next week to compare because y'all know that's what we're going to do. Making sure. Beautiful. 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 All right, we go back to the batting order to see what's going on next, and it's going to be all week 2 now. Week 2 is all coming up next. So here, let me close some of these windows so we can. There's week 1. There's my power rankings, and here we go. Week number 2 starts tonight at Lambeau Field. The Commanders and the Packers, they're both 1-1. No, they're both 1-0. The Packers are favored to win by 3.5 points. Then you got the Jaguars and the Bengals. That's going to be an interesting game from Cincinnati. Then you got 49ers got lucky, man. The 49ers got robbed by injuries this week with Kittle and Purdy. Now they get to play the Saints, and they might start the season 2-0. We'll see about my picks in a second. So what we do for this preview is we just kind of look at what the upcoming games are. As you can see, Sunday Night Football, the Falcons and the Vikings. The Giants and the Cowboys. The Bears and the Lions. That is going to be a good game. It's a Ben Johnson revenge game. Y'all, Vikings home opener, take us as low as $103. The Rams and the Titans, Cam Ward, $54 you can go to a game. You can go to a Dolphins game for $45. Wow, that is crazy. Because they're playing the Patriots. It's not even a good team playing them. The Bills playing the Jets. Dang. That's going to be a fun game for the Bills. Y'all start Josh Allen. I'm just telling you right now. The Seahawks are playing the Steelers. Okay, cool. That should be an interesting game. Boys, if you have Lamar Jackson or Derrick Henry, you are going to cook this week in fantasy football. The Broncos and the Colts. Ooh, interesting. Daniel Jones. Cool. The Panthers and the Cardinals. Eagles and the Chiefs for Super Bowl rematch. Buccaneers, Texans, and Chargers, Raiders. 2 Monday Night Football games this week. One at 9 p.m. and one at 6 p.m. Central Standard Time. And that's your week 2 preview of the NFL. I almost said NHL. What are we doing? And let me get to my picks here for week 2. Starting off with tonight's game. Give me the Commanders. Jaden Daniels. I bought his jersey. Labor Day sale. I got it for basically 50% off. It looks sick. I'm wearing it tonight as I watch the game after my soccer game. And y'all, I cannot see the Packers go 2-0. I cannot see the Packers go 2-0. Give me the Commanders, Jaden Daniels. Starts the season 2-0. Okay. We got the Jaguars and the Bengals. I feel like the Bengals should win this game, but I also thought they were going to win the game against the Browns and only won it by 1 point. But yeah, give me the Bengals. The Giants and the Cowboys. Give me the Cowboys. The Cowboys look pretty good against the Super Bowl champions. They're going to beat the New York Giants. And I say, hey, start CeeDee Lamb this week. He's going to be good. He's not going to be dropping balls, I don't think. I think they probably threw like 50 deep shots in practice today so that CeeDee Lamb can catch all of them. If you know, you know. If you know, you know. If you don't know, you just don't get it. Ben Johnson revenge game against the Detroit Motor City Kitties, and I just don't think Caleb Williams good enough. The Lions are going to win. They're going to win a game. And yeah, The Rams probably will take care of business with the Titans. Dude, I literally have Hunter Henry as my backup tight end. I am literally considering starting him this week because they're playing the Dolphins. The Dolphins look so bad. Give me the Patriots. Dolphins might go 0-17. They might be the only team to go 17-0 and 0-17. That might be crazy. Even without Brock Purdy and George Kittle, give me Mac Jones of the 49ers and CMC against the Saints, and they're going to still beat the Saints. Yes, they're going to still beat the Saints. Josh Allen's going to destroy the Jets. Give me Aaron Rodgers over Sam Darnold. Give me the Ravens. Give me I'm going to wait for that one. These are all pretty hard except the Vikings. Sunday Night Football. Vikings got this one in the dubs at US Bank Stadium. Give me the Buccaneers. Give me the Cardinals. Give me... Ooh, dude, these 3 games are tough. No, they're not. Give me the Eagles. The Eagles beat the Chiefs. These are actually kind of tough. Like if Bo Nix had that... Like if you swap Bo Nix and Daniel Jones on this... And honestly, I would pick the Broncos. But I'm riding on a high wind. Give me the Colts. Give me the Colts. They shocked the world. And finally, we have the Chargers and the Raiders. Dude, like Brock Bowers is questionable. So is Ashton Genty. Chargers look good. It is in Raiders country, though, in Vegas. They're probably going to have a million superstars out there. Yeah, I don't know. I'm going to actually, generator 1 to 100. Minimum 1, maximum 100. If it's even, give me the Raiders. If it's odd, give me the Chargers. And it's even, give me the Raiders. Okay, there we go. I'm going to submit my picks. They are saved on NFL Pairing. Pick them. Let's go. My picks are submitted. Let's go. Submit picks. There. Okay. All right. There we go. On Inside the Zone with Mateo. Week 2 picks have been brought to you by no one. If you want to sponsor any segment, let me know in the comments. Let me know in the there's Google Forms attached to my description. So let me know. Let me know if you want to sponsor any segments. I'll try to look at those once or twice every week, as much as I am able to. Oh yeah, okay. We are doing fantasy probably for the rest of the show today. And we're going to look at my ESPN League first with my friends and see what happened last week. I, as the Purple People Eaters, came from behind and beat Benjamin's team thanks to Jordan Mason, the Vikings defense, and I believe Will Reichert as well. Those guys clutched up for me, and we were able to take the lead by 3 points. And we get the 1-0 start. Jaden Daniels, Sam Laporta did have a good game. For us, as well as DK Metcalf, Chris Boswell, Saquon Barkley, and Garrett Wilson led the game for Benjamin's team. Fourth and Forever starts 1-0, winning beating Jordan Hart for pretty good score. Cortland Sutton gets 18 points. Chuba Hubbard gets almost 18. Brock Purdy almost 17. CeeDee Lamb, Patty Mahomes, Breece Hall are your leaders for Jordan Hart. Insert name here loses a close one to humblest team alive. Baker Mayfield, Lamar Jackson, Christian McCaffrey, et cetera, have some good games all around for those squads. Magnificent Mickey absolutely destroys Malachi's team. Derrick Henry, Zay Flowers, they cook as well. I believe Justin Jefferson cooked, Kyler Murray cooked, Jalen Hurts and James Cook cooked, but it wasn't good enough because Derrick Henry literally exploded. 30 points from Flowers and Henry each. And then finally, Zach's honorable team beats Banana Tree. with Josh Allen's 40 points. Emeka Ibuka's 24 points. Puka Nakua's 23 points. Keenan Allen, Bijan Robinson, all highlights from the week 1 here in my league. And that leads me to say, who am I going to be starting this week? So I'm now 1-0. I'm playing against Josh Allen and Zach's honorable team. And this is my lineup right now. So Jaden Daniels plays tonight against the Packers defense. Like, I know, like, I'm not going to switch quarterbacks. I'm keeping Jaden Daniels. I got his jersey for a reason. He's my starting quarterback for both of my leagues. Give me Jaden Daniels at Green Bay tonight. That's okay. I trust. I trust that it's going to be a closer game than if the Packers shut down Jaden Daniels, Deebo Samuel, and Terry McLaurin, I will be scared of the Packers for every single team. I think the Lions are worse than the Commanders, and I think the Commanders are going to be able to play some good football tonight. Ashton Jeanty is going to stay in my lineup. So is Jordan Mason. Jordan Mason clutching up. I think he's going to have a huge role here against the Atlanta Falcons. My other running back options here could be Tony Pollard or Tyrone Tracy, and I just don't like those. I don't like the Dallas. I don't like the Rams matchup, so I'm going to keep Jordan Mason in as my other running back. Amon-Ra is going to have to stay as my wide receiver. I'm going to give him another shot to redeem himself after the absolutely awful game last week against the Packers. Give me Terry McLaurin as well tonight. Here's the weird thing. Yeah, I'm not putting Laporta in. I'm putting Hunter Henry in because they are playing the Dolphins. It might switch day of if I feel like, I should just keep Sam Laporta. But I'm going to put Hunter Henry in just because they're playing. I think I literally just got him for this week. He's like a rental player kind of, or a backup when Sam Laporta goes on a bye. They don't have the same bye week, do they? I don't know. They're not showing us. They're not showing us the buys today. I don't know. I don't know what's going on. I don't know. I'm sorry. Marvin Harrison Jr. My recent trade. I got Marvin Harrison Jr. this week, and he's going to be my flex player, giving DK Metcalf a break. I think I just like that matchup against Carolina a lot for the Falcons. The Vikings defense is going to stay my defense, and Cameron Dicker, the kicker, is going to be my kicker. Metcalf, Laporta, Pollard, Jacoby Myers, Adam Thielen, Jared Goff, and Tyrone Tracy are going to be my bench players for now. As I said, I'm playing Zach's honorable team, and he has a pretty darn good team. He's projected to win, but he also just want to. Okay, can we pull it up, please? Pull it up. Yeah, here's his team. Josh Allen, Kyron Williams, DeAndre Swift, Puka Nacua, Drake London, Tyler Warren, Emeka Ibuka, Bills defense, and Brendan Aubrey. The only person I win is I beat him in kicking with Cameron Dicker, the kicker. He beats me in every other position, according to ESPN. So yeah, it hopefully my players can lock in and we can get the 2-0 start here in this league. But luckily it's not our only league, because we've got our family league, who you could say I'm also 1-0. I absolutely destroyed Benjamino's tees this week in fantasy, 123.4 to 99 points. And then Joseph's team destroyed the Stallions by almost 100 total points. That was actually kind of crazy. It's loading. While it loads, I'm just going to say it was a good week for my players. A bunch of people clutched up. I do not think Jordan Mason I had start this week. No, I did not. Who clutched up again? Yeah, I mean, nobody really clutched up. It's just Benjamino's team had kind of awful. Like, Bo Nix kind of struggled. Jamar Chase definitely struggled. Nico Collins struggled. Pittsburgh defense struggled. Fairbairn was good. Will Recker was solid. Like, AJ Brown let me down, but I still won. Terry let me down. Like, come on, boys, you got to bounce back. This I'm playing now, the Stallions. Dude, what are we doing? There's so many notifications. They better be good. Tell me they're good notifications, please. Nope, it's just final scores. The Orioles beat the Pirates as of right now. But yeah, I'm playing the Stallions, who I'm projected to lose by 15 points. But they have Josh. No, they don't have Josh Allen. Come on, get out of here. I don't care about you. Who do they have? Who do they have? This is my dad's team. He has Joe Burrow. I do know that. There's Joe Burrow. Why? My internet's awful. Like, what are we doing? He got killed though with Joe Burrow. So if Joe Burrow has another bad game, which I doubt he is, he has Joe Burrow and Justin Jefferson. Like those are two good players. He also has T. Higgins. He's probably due for. Oh my, he has Christian McCaffrey too. Do I try to make a move for McCaffrey? Dude, I could make a move for McCaffrey, but who would I take out? Like I could trade him for AJ Brown. Then he can put Jonathan Taylor as his starting running. Should I do this? Should I do it, y'all? I'm gonna try to make a trade. I'm gonna try to make a trade on my podcast. Let's see. He said it's too early to make trades. He said because we live in the same house. He's my dad, bro. Like yeah. He said it's too early. Let me send him a trade. Let me send him a trade. I'll let y'all know if he says yes or no at the end of next week's episode. Christian McCaffrey. Let's see if we get McCaffrey for David Montgomery. Yeah, we can give up Montgomery. See, I do have Hunter Henry on this team too. I picked him up. And AJ Brown. Like that's a good. Like I might be even overpaying for that. But I think it's a good trade. McCaffrey, give me McCaffrey for AJ Brown and David Montgomery. Y'all, let me know if y'all in the chat, would you take this trade if I offered it to you? Would you take it? Be honest. I think it's a darn good trade. I'm going to offer that trade, and I think I'm going to keep my lineup the same as last week. I'm going to keep Jaden Daniels. I'm going to keep Terry McLaurin. I keep Puka. Like, my lineups look up the exact same, basically. This team, obviously, I have better players because it was a 14 league compared to a 10 league team, but still have Ashton Genty. Did get Brock Bowers. But yeah, I'm going to keep everyone in. AJ Brown, redemption game, please give me some good points. So I'm looking for my wide receivers, my AJ Brown and my Terry Scary, to do much better this week than last week because it was awful. It was awful last week. They were not locked in. But a lot of people weren't locked in either, so that's all right. But I think we were due for a big game. We got to beat my dad. He always seems to beat me. He's like the only team that ever beats me. I always beat the other two teams, but he always beats me. No matter his players, he just always beats me. So I got to beat him. I did with a championship. I went on a crazy run. I was like 0-7, and I won the last 7 games. Go back to 7-7. I was the number 1 seed. I don't know how, and I won. I won the title, baby. I won the title. I was a crazy, crazy day, and I'm locked in this week. I'm going to start 2-0 on both leagues. Let's go. Hopefully that happens. But yeah, I think this is not going to be it. We're going to do one more game. It's not a Fun Day Friday today, but it is. I like NFL Perry, and we're going to play the daily challenge. If y'all don't know how to play this, basically you try to pick the best player possible for each day. It's a daily challenge. So the best player all time for the Chargers, give me LaDainian Tomlinson. I think that's a good pick. Oh, could have gone Walter Payton here. Walter Payton at the flex. I forget. I don't even know if he's in this. I don't think he's in this game though. That's the problem. He's never in this game. I gotta. You can suggest the player if like a player is missing. I gotta do that. I don't know who the best option here is, to be honest. Which I feel like Jimmy Graham is always like the right option in this. It's probably not. My bad. I don't know. Cleveland Browns. Again, Odell Beckham, maybe, probably not. The Raiders, Brock Bowers. I feel like he's too old. Too young, however. Marshawn Lynch could be. Randy Moss didn't have a good year. Give me Marshawn Lynch. Nope, it was a terrible pick. Terrible pick. The Panthers. Dude, why are we not locked in? Robbie Anderson. That was a sell. The Vikings. That's probably Randy Moss. Randy Moss. Who's going to be our quarterback now? It's going to be the Steelers. Ben Roethlisberger. We do decent. We had 2 decent picks. Show the perfect lineup. Dante Culpepper. LaDainian Tomlinson. We got 1. Antonio Brown. Darren Waller. Okay. Matt Forte. Christian McCaffrey. I keep forgetting he's on that team. This is all time. That is true. Can we play all time or do we have to pay? Oh, that's right. It's not. Okay. Yeah, we're going to see if, I mean, it's okay. It's all right. I don't know if y'all remember last time. We were trying to beat our score. We're going to see if we can beat it today. I don't know. I like to play these games on to start the football week. We do have a skip available, but the Colts, I think we're going to do Peyton Manning. I think it's a good pick at quarterback, just to make sure we have a good player. At quarterback, we're just trying to beat our score of 2,541.8. These are like kind of fantasy points, I guess. I don't know how they do the all-time players because I don't know how long we've been tracking fantasy points. The Rams, we could do Cooper Kupp. And, I'm going to do Cooper Kupp. Like, that's a massive ass. Dude, we could have done Aaron Rodgers, but that's okay. We get Devontae. Those are 2 solid wide receivers. What am I talking about? We have over 1,000 points already. So we could use a Tyreek Hill at the flex. That's a good pick. Dude, we might. I don't want to jinx anything, but hey, Jettas or Randy Moss. Randy Moss. We're just going to go Randy Moss. Broncos. We're going to skip the Broncos. That's okay. George Kittle. Come on. We need a good running back. Josh Jacobs. Oh my goodness, we lose only by 100 points, dude. We're going to do it. Dude, it took us so flipping long last time to do this. But we're going to get Mikey Evans. 304, that's okay. Lamar Jackson, 430 points, everybody. The Carolina Panthers, that is an easy one. Christian McCaffrey, almost 500 points. The Colts, we could have had Peyton Manning, but that is okay. We're going to take my man, JT, Jonathan Taylor. We are cooking right now. Then give me, where is he? Alvin Kamara. All-time Rob Gronkowski. We need a good... Have a wonderful day. God bless. Don't forget to keep him first. This has been Inside the Zone with Mateo. We crush it by 100 points. Yeah, but don't forget to keep God first. Have a wonderful day. Enjoy football week number 2. I might be back next, probably Saturday if I were to do it. I have school to do tomorrow, but have a wonderful day. I'm going to say it again. Don't forget to keep God first. Thanks for watching. Have a wonderful day. Peace out, everybody.